Tonight, we will recognize student athletes and 2 teams for their contributions to Franklin and Marshall College. We hope that you enjoy the evening, catching up with former teammates and meeting the next generation of student athletes and coaches at F&M. This is truly an exciting evening, and it's an honor to kick off homecoming weekend and the Hall of Fame ceremony and family weekend. Now I would like to introduce Margaret Hazlett, Dean of the College. Dean Hazlett oversees all aspects of student life at F&M, including the college house system, athletics and recreation, student health and wellness, and the Office of Student Programs. The dean spent 16 years at Bowdoin College as the Senior Associate Dean of Student Affairs before coming to F&M. Dean Hazlett and her family are avid supporters of our diplomat team. She is a strong leader, and it is a privilege to work with her. Dean Hazlett.
Thank you, Coach Epps. This is Patty's 10th year serving as our Director of Athletics and Recreation. Please join me in thanking her for her tireless commitment to Franklin and Marshall and her support for our student athletes. Thank you, Patty. I equally share Patty's enthusiasm for this event. I'm pleased to be a part of this wonderful celebration again this year. I want to recognize the members of the Alumni Association Board. Thank you for being with us. Also joining us tonight are many members of the Diplomatic Athletic Corps. I saw Al Ingram earlier this evening, and several donors to the Athletics Excellence Fund, which is critical to the Department of Athletics' day-to-day operations. Thanks to all of you, your present and future support allows F&M to create champions, not only in their academic and athletic pursuits, but also in their lives after graduation. On behalf of everyone here at Franklin and Marshall, congratulations to our newest inductees into the Athletics Hall of Fame. This homecoming and family weekend is a chance to honor F&M's traditions and celebrate new beginnings. The most obvious entry into the latter category is tomorrow afternoon when our football team plays its first game in Shattuck Stadium, our new multi-purpose facility right next door that also is the home for men and women's lacrosse. The stadium is the first piece in the development of our North Campus, which will eventually include facilities for field hockey, track, baseball, and softball. But the excitement about tomorrow also stems from the context of Franklin Marshall's tradition of athletic excellence that stretches back more than a century. Our commitment here to providing today's student athlete with a campus experience second to none remains unchanged from the one we made to each of our inductees tonight when they were students. Close to 1/3 of our student body participates in intercollegiate athletics. That's 1/3. Our student athletes understand and appreciate that being a diplomat builds responsibility, commitment, integrity, and leadership. In turn, they prove that Division I and Division III ideal of a well-rounded campus citizen still exists. They demonstrate their excellence on the court, on the field, on the course, in the pool, and on the Susquehanna. They also demonstrate it in the classroom, in the studio, and in the laboratory. They show it in their college houses, in their Greek organizations. They display it in their student organizations, their summer internships and research fellowships, and their service to Lancaster and the larger community. That ideal applies to tonight's inductees and those who preceded them into the Athletic Hall of Fame. It still holds true today, and it will continue to be the guiding light for generations of diplomats to come. Once again, congratulations to our inductees this evening. All of us at F&M hope that you, your family, and friends enjoy a great weekend on campus. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Hazlett, and good evening, everyone. We officially begin our induction ceremonies, and we'd like to welcome the 1964 football team and assistant coach Ken Twyford to the stage. By the way, you can find full citations for teams and individual inductees in your print program. Ladies and gentlemen, in 1964, Diplomat football captain Larry Graham said the following to a student reporter about his teammates. The personnel is definitely better, but spirit has made the big difference. This team had great spirit, drive, and determination under the direction of their beloved coach, George Stork. The team was the first Middle Atlantic Conference champion in program history, the first unbeaten team since 1950, and is one of 5 unbeaten teams in football program history. Their winning season did not come without cost, however. The team overcame injury, but by capitalizing on opposing teams' mistakes and showing the determination to come from behind, the team pushed ahead to end with an 8-0 season. Behind Stork, Twyford, and other assistant coaches, the team captains and the team nailed down a conference title with a victory against Muhlenberg and clinched the undefeated season with a 20-6 victory over Ursinus. Quarterback Siki Morono, class of 1966, won the first of 2 MAC MVP awards, and Larry Graham, class of 1966, was named All MAC. This team has been an inspiration to those who have followed. It is an honor to induct the 1964 Franklin and Marshall football team into the Hall of Fame. Once again, congratulations to the 1964 F&M football team.
Hey, let me have your attention, please, team. This is a real honor for me to be here tonight and represent the 64 undefeated team at Franklin and Marshall College. We're also representing George Stork, the head coach, and Bill Inocelli, another Inocelli coach that are legends here at Franklin and Marshall. Yeah, absolutely. It was a spectacular season. I mean, these guys will tell you the details much more than I can because it's been 53 years and my old mind's not as good as it used to be. It wasn't all that great to start off with, but I wanted to thank Patty, Coach Patty Epps, and Director of Athletics Patty Epps, the Hall of Fame Committee, and Franklin and Marshall College for this very deserving honor. Thanks to everybody for coming back. We're looking forward to kind of catching up. Thanks. Go Dips!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Peter Bidstrup, class of 1986, to the stage. A college friend of Peter Bidstrup said this about him. The offense revolved around him. He kind of dictated the play. Bidstrup was quick, could take a beating, and was a terrific scorer. At the time of graduation, Bidstrup held the program scoring record of 169 points and was second in goals. Bidstrup was a tough and tenacious player who equally enjoyed life off the field, like his walk to Baker campus with his teammates, his work in the athletic department as the school's public relations intern after graduation, and serving as an assistant to the late Ross Sachs. Those moments meant as much to him as his time on the field. Bidstrup was a 1986 All-American, MAC MVP, and a 3-time All-MAC selection. He was named to the MAC All-Century team. Today, Bidstrup is still a team leader. Last year, he founded the Bidstrup Leadership Group, an organization focused on the mentorship of young athletes. Peter Bidstrup, thank you for your continued outstanding representation of Franklin and Marshall. The college is extremely proud to induct you into this year's Athletic Hall of Fame.
Thank you. Thanks, Franklin and Marshall, for inducting me into the Hall of Fame. Patty Epps, so great to see you and everybody else. I'm just honored and humbled to be up here speaking today. The place has a special place in my heart. When I thought about what I was going to say here today for my Hall of Fame speech, I decided to talk about my Hall of Fame. It's not a building, it's right here. It's full of famous people, people who cared about me, people who helped me, people who loved me, and people who've let me help and love them too. When someone gets inducted into my Hall of Fame, I make a portrait and hang it in a special place. And I add people every day. It's always under construction. You're all in because you're here with me now. My dad used to drive 7 hours each way to see me play here, and he hardly ever missed a game. He and my mom are in. They're Hall of Famers. There's a room in my hall for my kids and my late wife, Molly. It's not a big room, but it's warm, beautiful, and full of love. It's peaceful and cozy. Kids play games by the fireplace while she paints sunsets. My sisters, sisters-in-laws, brothers, brothers-in-laws, nieces, nephews, cousins, they're in. Frank and Dare Farrington, you're in. My dogs are in the hall. There's a lot of tennis balls in their room. Mr. Blodgett, Mr. Santos, Mr. Holt, Ms. Lemire, all the rest of my youth coaches and teachers, you're in. All my teachers, coaches, and mentors at Tabor Academy, you're in. Duff, Stem, Slips, Rolls, Jonesy, Tim, everybody. That's a room on Sippacan Harbor with a big Tabor T in it. My buddies growing up, you're all in too. Salty, Charlie, Huey, Nils, Art, Timmy, Todd, Pete. That room looks like Marion in the summer. Bike riding, never-ending touch football games. All my colleagues at Governor's Academy, you're in. Your room looks over the marsh and the Parker River. My coaching buddies, Renzi and Al, Pete and Dave, Dales, Cav, Woj, Ned, Bobby, Brian, Justin, Tim, Matt, so many more, you're in. There's a lot of leadership in that room. And all the kids I ever coached in my 22 years at Governor's, the Red Dogs, you're in. Your room is our locker room, the dog pound. And when I walk in, I hear the echoes of selflessness, commitment, and creativity, and I see Cardinal Red and championship banners. Parents of the kids I coached, you're in too, because we did it together. A lot of support in that room. Everyone I ever coached with, Roke and Timmy and John and Dave and JJ, there's a lot of whistles and whiteboards, tree laps in that room. And GW Mix, my brother, who I coached with here in '88, and who I talk to almost every day. You got your own cool room, Springsteen, Dylan, Marley on tunes, and a lot of soul, and a lot of wins. Ross Sachs, my coach here at F&M, the only coach who recruited me, the nicest man I ever knew. His room is filled with faith in me and the rest of the guys that we could be a lot more than we ever thought we could. Doug Bailey, Ross's assistant, he's there too. Coach Gilberg, Doc Marshall, Owen, Chuck, Patty, Mark Fowler, Sue Kloss, Glenn Robinson, Flossie, Professors Andrew and Miller. Got to throw a couple teachers in there. And all the other adults who helped guide me here at F&M, you're in. Your room's blue and white, and it feels like home. All my F&M friends, all your faces and smiles and laughter. My friends on all the other teams, your room looks like Hildy's on a Friday night, and a pitcher of beer is still $3. All my other friends, all of them, you're in. Your room is full of faces, old and young, weathered and lovely, all there for me and me for you too. The kid who works in the coffee shop, the stranger who holds the door, the driver who lets me merge, the person who waves and says hello, you're in. That's the room of compassion. And lastly, my teammates, my brothers, the guys most responsible for me being here right now. You passed the ball to me. And yes, Carbs, you chased it down when I missed. Thanks for that. We're together all the time trying our best. We supported each other on and off the field, and we still do. You're such a big part of who I am. Our bonds were forged on the field at Baker, on Williamson, buses, vans, and fields at other colleges in England, in our locker room, and just together. And in life since, through the good times and the bad. Your room is the biggest in Biddy's Hall of Fame, bigger even than Rippy's big heart. I spent lots of time there with you. It's the room of brotherhood. And in the corner of that room, Kenny Grammas, the late, great Kenny Grammas, is wearing number 4, and he's singing. Thank you.
Again, congratulations, Peter Bidstrup. Please welcome Michele Fisher, class of 1989, to the stage. Michele Fisher has been called tough, unflappable, and dependable, qualities that reflect excellence. Michele's coach, Mary Flagg, referred to her as Miss Consistent. Grube's women's basketball team was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2011. Fisher was part of the Elite Eight team in her junior year. After injuries left the team with only 8 players that season, the team continued to dominate with a 13 consecutive victory stretch. Grube demonstrated her consistency as a 3-year captain, 2-time All-MAC first-team selection, and a Mid-Atlantic Regional MVP in 1988, when Franklin and Marshall defeated Elizabethtown, a team to which they had lost twice during that season. During her career at F&M, Grube scored 1,250 points, the 3rd highest at her time of graduation, number 11 still today. A true scholar athlete, Grube went on to receive her doctorate in neuroscience from the University of Virginia. Michele Fisher Grube, F&M is proud to induct you into the Athletic Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much. It's a terrific day to be here and to be part of such a wonderful weekend celebration. Congratulations on the new stadium. Very exciting. It's nice to be back on campus, and I'm truly honored to be here among so many accomplished student athletes and all of you. I would like to thank my dad, Bob Fisher, his wife, Sandy Fisher, for being here with me, and my good friend Stephanie Katz McLaughlin, who is an F&M grad and a field hockey lacrosse player. I was very fortunate to arrive at F&M when I did. We had a new coach. I was part of her first recruiting class, and Mary Flagg was in her 2nd year coaching. It was joined with Chris Ditzler and Monica Stockman, and we joined a really heavily loaded group of seniors, and Coach Flagg helped us harmonize, taught us her way, and we were very successful. In our 2nd season, my 2nd season there, she added more talent. We had Ann Crumrine, Carrie Scranton, and Kathy Belser, and as you heard, we went on to more accomplishments. In our junior year, we went to the Elite Eight of the NCAA tournament, and that team, along with many individuals who I played with, are Hall of Fame inductees. Our success really propelled the women's basketball team here to their own spotlight alongside Coach Glenn Robinson and the men's basketball team, who also enjoyed a lot of success. Now, the women's basketball team is coached by Kirsten Richter, and she's continued the success, and she's also done an amazing job of linking all of the basketball alumni together and keeping us informed. So thank you, Coach Richter. Good luck this season. I'm proud to be part of the legacy of the women's basketball team and part of the Hall of Fame. Congratulations to my fellow inductees, and thank you very much for sharing in this celebration.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to welcome Melissa McDonald, class of 1993, to the stage. Melissa played both field hockey and women's lacrosse. A teammate in both sports said of her, she had an amazing sense of the field and where her players were and how to distribute the ball. McDonald was mentally and physically tough. She worked hard and she was skilled. She excelled in both field hockey and lacrosse. Equally important was her mentorship of teammates. She was a team motivator and a great leader. The Diplomats reached the NCAA tournament in field hockey each of her last 2 seasons. In her last season, she was second among defenders on the lacrosse team, which reached the national semifinals. McDonald was a field hockey All-American in 1991 and 1992, a 3-time All-MAC selection. She finished her field hockey career with 21 goals and 5 assists. In lacrosse, she was an All-American and a member of the Diplomat Final Four team in 1993. Melissa McDonald Panic, we are proud to induct you into the Franklin and Marshall College Athletic Hall of Fame.
Can't see. This is truly, truly overwhelming and touches my heart sincerely. I am an athlete. In my mind, I'm an athlete. In my heart, I'm an athlete. Not my body so much anymore, but I am an athlete. I want to thank my teammates for coming here, my family. My daughter couldn't be here. I'm proud to say she's in Boston, rowing in the Head of the Charles Regatta. So my athleticism has passed on. My son, my beautiful tall son out there, plays soccer. And I love it. I just love athletics. So this is such an honor for me to be inducted into the F&M Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Congratulations, Melissa. And now we invite the 2007 women's lacrosse team to the stage area. Coach Ann Phillips, class of 1980, remembers looking at her 2007 team in preseason and knowing they were a special group. She saw skill and teamwork. Phillips, who played on the first F&M varsity women's lacrosse team in the late 1970s, knew talent when she saw it. Her 2007 team swept all 21 games that season. Through hard work and determination, they ended the season with a national championship, the first by an F&M team since 1985, and the first of 5 straight Centennial Conference champion teams. Jen Pritchard, class of 2009, was named Attacker of the Year that year. M. Gill, class of 2007, was named Defender of the Year. Lydia Sanza, class of 2010, was named Goalkeeper of the Year. The team defined excellence both offensively and defensively. Not surprisingly, Coach Phillips was named Coach of the Year in 2007. Coach Phillips later told the team, "The perfect season. It is as remarkable as it is rare. A rare season and a celebrated team." Congratulations to the 2007 women's lacrosse team and Coach Ann Phillips, class of 1980.
I feel like you guys should all be in front of me. I think everyone's here. I think so. First of all, I want to thank President Porterfield and Athletic Director Patty Epps for honoring the 2007 Division III National Championship Franklin and Marshall lacrosse team. I was told that I needed to be short, and I have a lot of experience with that, so I will be. When I think about the 2007 team, and I think about you almost every day, I currently work at Hobart and William Smith College, which is this site that hosted the national championship in 2007. And I know the team left for Geneva on Thursday. I know the parents left on Tuesday so they could do a wine tour. And I think of you often. I just want to share a few quick thoughts. 3 things that I learned from the 2017, that I learned from the 2017. First, the importance of common purpose. In the beginning of 2007, we went into this season with one common goal. Each of us had it. Beth Walkenbach, my assistant, Holly Rutherford, my other assistant, an alum, 2006 graduate. We went into the season with the goal of winning the national championship, and we had common purpose. Number two, this team taught me about fearlessness because we embarked on a journey that no other Franklin and Marshall women's lacrosse program team had ever embarked upon. And we were fearless. A little disrespected, we thought, played with a little chip, and I think that helped us a lot. But we were fearless, and we were a team that had tremendous confidence. Number three, this team taught me about perfection. We always strive to achieve perfection, and 21-0 and a Division III national championship was perfection. In that journey, it is said that you can never beat a team 3 times in the same season. We beat Gettysburg regular season. We beat Gettysburg in the conference championship. And then on the national stage, when they had the opportunity to pay those wins back and upset us, we beat them in the national semifinal in Geneva. Do you remember the Tilted 12? So, the Tilted 12 was a brainchild, and I want to thank my husband, known as Mr. Coach, and my son, who sat at the breakfast table one morning, and we designed an offense that no one had ever seen, and Gettysburg certainly could not have scouted. And they played a zone defense, and we were kind of iffy in the first half. Finally, we got a lead at 4-1, but we kept the Tilted 12 in our back pocket until the beginning of the second half. And when we broke out this offense, we went up 9-1. So the Tilted 12 was a strategy, but we were not going to be that team that was upset when you can't beat a team 3 times in the same season. This team did. I believe coaches are teachers, and I believe that the best preparation that a college program can have is a competitive academic experience and a competitive athletic experience. As I look at these young women now, 10 years later, and I can't wait to catch up with all of them and find out where they are and what they're doing, I told them after we won the national championship, I hoped that they had learned 3 things from our program. First, demand the best of yourself. Second, challenge yourself every day. Never settle for just being good. And third, dare to be the best. As a student athlete, as a professional, as a parent, some of you now, I hope that you look back and you understand that though we won a national championship, what we learned were those 3 things which helped all of you to be successful. Let me talk a little bit about pride. I'm proud to have been an original member of the first varsity lacrosse team at F&M, yes, in 1977. My experience as a player was very different from the 2007 team, but I have to say I'm proud to have been an original member, and I was proud to have the privilege to come back and coach at F&M and come back in 2002 and try to capture the very elusive national championship. I am extremely proud of what this program accomplished. I know that it will be and always be one of the greatest teams in the history of Franklin and Marshall athletics, and I am proud of how this team represented this college on the national stage. Finally, I would like to thank each member of this team for letting me experience tonight one of the most treasured memories I have. Thank you.
Thank you. That was fabulous. Congratulations to all Hall of Fame members. I know you all join me in congratulating this fantastic group of athletes. They continue to be a great source of pride for all of us here at F&M.